Greetings, my YouTube friends. This is Racer52. Just started posting videos, and I've noticed the quality of my audio was not all that good. And the reason is that I'm using a camera with a built-in microphone. And the audio is pretty good. However, if I touch the camera to do something, as I'm doing now, you'll hear some noise. If I adjust the focus, you may hear the motor running, or the zoom rather. And if it tries to focus, you may hear it changing. So you hear some of the internal camera noises in the audio. And now the camera microphones actually sound pretty good, but what I'm going to do is switch to another microphone, but right now the audio in this section of the video is being recorded with the camera's internal microphone. That's what we're hearing right now. And again, I'll operate the zoom function, manipulate the camera a little bit, and so that's what we're hearing. Okay. Now the next section when I come back to will be audio with an external microphone, and I'll be using a condenser microphone that I have connected to the camera by adapting the wiring to what the camera is expecting. So stand by and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I have now connected my external condenser microphone, and it's wired in to the microphone input of the camera. So you should be hearing a significant difference in noise and hopefully a little better audio quality as well. I looked up online for my camera, and it says, if I can call up on my computer here, look at the diagram for the information for it, and it says that when you can connect an external microphone, but it says you can connect to the camcorder's mic terminal commercially available condenser microphones with their own power supply. You can connect almost any stereo microphone with a 3.5mm plug, roughly 1/8 inch plug, but audio recording levels may vary. So depending on the type of microphone you use, it has to have its own power. It cannot use the power on the camera. And they're expecting it to be a stereo microphone. So let's take a look at this page here and see what that means. The microphone input on the camera has a tip, ring, and sleeve connection to it. So the plug you're going to need is one that looks like this, and it has 3 contacts on it: a tip, a ring, and a sleeve. And that is for a left microphone and ground, and a right microphone and ground. That's a stereo microphone. So there are little capsule microphones that have 2 capsules and they point in different directions. They pick up stereo, or you literally have 2 microphones and they get wired to here and here. So what we can use is we can use a condenser mic with the power and then make an adapter to convert that single condenser microphone into a tip, ring, sleeve, or a left, right, and sleeve, versus a single microphone with power, and then that gives us a plus and minus signal for this microphone and ground. So this is a balanced signal because it has a plus and a minus component to the audio. As we make audio at this microphone, it creates 2 signals, one on pin 3 of its connector and another signal on pin 2 of its connector. And that would be like the back of this microphone here. We've got, I don't know if it'll get that in there or not. That's probably too dark. But Anyway, these three pins, we've got pin 1, pin 1, pin 2, and pin 3. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so these pins 1, 2, and 3. 2 and 3 have a positive and negative version of the audio that's coming off the microphone. And that's why they call it balanced, because this negative and positive signals, when they get into the amplifier section, they get compared to each other, and it creates a much better quality signal because it has the ability to eliminate noise. That's a little deep, but the point is that we got plus and minus components of the audio coming off the microphone, and we have ground. The camera's expecting an audio component and ground, and a different audio component for right and ground. So we can go ahead and label this as left, right, and ground. That's what those connections are on that, and that's what the camera is looking for. So you can't just take this and put 1, 2, and 3 on there and plug it in. It's not going to work right, because it's looking for a signal here and a signal here and a ground from two different microphones. This balanced signal has to first become unbalanced. We have to convert it, and it's just done with solder and wiring. We can just take our microphone cable that's coming off of either this little power box for your microphone or from the microphone, but at some point you're coming off of something with a cable that looks like this, and this is the signal going to the camera. Well, we can take this connector off and look and see which one's on pin 1, 2, and 3. And then what we're going to do is take and rewire this stuff. Now, the way I did mine was I just got a piece of wire like this that already had a connector on it. That's this piece here. And I took the sleeve, tip, and ring. That's what I have here. And on this, I used an ohm meter to verify it, but tip was the white, ring was the sleeve, was red, and sleeve should always be the ground, the open wire. So this was my tip, my ring, and sleeve of this connector right here. So that represents this part of the drawing. My microphone cable has 3 wires in it. It's going to look just like this also when you cut it open. It's going to have 3 wires. And typically, the red wire is going to be pin 2. The white wire will be pin 3. It might be a black wire. And the shield will be pin 1. So we just take this wiring that's coming off the microphone cable and this wiring here, and this is what we're going to do to it. We're going to take pin 1, which is my ground, and we're going to connect that to the shield. That's going to go to the sleeve of this connector here. We're also going to take pin 3, which was my negative signal, and we're going to connect it to this wire. So we can take these 2 wires as we strip them out of here, bring them together, and then take both of those and tie it to the wire that is the sleeve, the shield part of this cable, which is going to go to the sleeve. So now, by doing this, we have broken the balancing of this signal, and now it's an unbalanced signal with just 1 wire of a ground and the hot pin 2. That's the signal component, and now I've tied ground to pin 3 and I forced it to be ground. And that's going to go to here, which will go to the ground connection here. Now, tip and ring going into the camera, these 2 parts, tip and ring, represent a left microphone and a right microphone. Well, I've got one microphone. So let's take this one microphone and connect it to tip. Now I have a signal going to tip, and I've got ground going to sleeve. Now if I do this, this will work. However, the camera is only getting a signal on the left channel. So when I play my audio back, left channel will have audio, right channel has nothing connected to it. So if you're listening in headphones, you're going to hear all the audio just in one ear because it's only connected to left. Well, we can fix that. The same wire, pin 2, we can also connect to right. And now I've put the one audio signal to both left and right going into the camera. Now when I plug this into the camera, there is an unbalanced left and an unbalanced right signal going in. It is the exact same audio. I'm taking this mono signal and sending it to both sides of my left and right. So it's mono here. It's going to sound like mono except it's in both ears. You're not getting a true stereo because I don't have two microphones. Now if I had a combination like this with two microphones and another mic, yeah, then I would take that second mic, its pins 3 and 1 would go to shield, but that second mic pin 2 would go over to the right input, and I would have two microphones. But this is an easy, quick way of getting a signal from a condenser microphone, whether it's internally powered or whether it has a little external power for it. Down your microphone cable, at the end of the cable before you connect into the camera, this is only about a 1 foot long piece of adapter I've got. It's soldered and taped up, and now it's one long cable going from here. In my case, my microphone has a battery in it, so I got a cable going from here all the way into my microphone. There's a battery in there, and that's what you're listening to right now. If you have a microphone that does not accept a battery internally and you need this, you can get those online also for about an inexpensive one for about $13 to $20. I've called one up here on this is on Amazon, and this particular one even comes with a cable, so you would have the cable you need to make this right here, and you just need to get one of these, and you can either get just the end connector itself like this, one of these, and just buy a connector, or you can come across an old set of headphones, something that has this kind of a connector on it. It's going to have the 3 wires in it, and you can make the adapter. So this Phantom, and it's called a Phantom power supply in case you didn't know what this was. What I searched for was an external Phantom power supply. And that's what this little box here is representing in my drawing, an external Phantom power supply. And it gives the power to the microphone. All condenser microphones need power. They're either getting it from the mixing console that the microphone's plugged into. Typically it's 48 volts at that point. Or they're getting it from a battery that's in the microphone. Or they're getting it from some adapter that's in line, maybe a battery in line, depending on who made it. Or a separate external battery supply. So if you need a separate external supply for a condenser mic, there's one there, and this thing is $14. It's a single channel, we're only using one microphone, 48 volt Phantom power supply with adapter, and bonus XLR 3-pin microphone cable. Then also look for microphones just to see what it would cost you to buy a microphone. And again on Amazon, here's some Behringer microphones. They're small pencil type condenser microphones. They're typically used as overheads on drum sets or for instruments. But this is a pair of them for $68. That's 2 microphones. Similar to what I have here, and what you're seeing here on the microphone is well, can I get it over there? Anyway, this switch sets the level of the microphone and some roll off for low frequency roll off, depending on how you're using the mic. That'll change the tonal quality of the microphone. But this little microphone here for $68, and this here for $14, and you've got what you need. Or look for them on the used market. The microphone I'm using, they don't even sell it anymore. It's an old microphone. I'll let you have another picture of this so you can look at it, screenshot it. But that's how you're going to wire up your single condenser microphone with internal power or external power. This is the microphone cable that would normally plug into the camera, but you have to make an adapter. So screenshot that, and I hope that helped you. Have a good day.